Hey guys, sorry about that. I'm sorry for being late. You guys know how it can be, right? No, I'm not buffing nails, Marcus. No. Um, we had family over, so I couldn't get away, and you guys know how it is when the family's here. And everybody has to talk, 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 talk. It's time for them to leave, and then they stand at the door, talk for another 30 minutes. And then we escort everyone to the car, and then we stand outside of the car and talk for another 15 minutes. As they're in the car while we're waving, still have to have a brief conversation while waving, and they're driving away. You guys know how it is. Tell me you guys don't know how it is. Hi, Magneto. Hi, Yakub. Hello, Super Suka. Why am I sorry? Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me say hello first, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty. Hello, Neil. Welcome in, Neil. Hello, Lepo. He says, I got to wake up at 6. Oh, go night night. Go night night, Lepo. I don't want to be responsible for you being late to work. American Patriot says, hello, I'll be there. All right. Thank you. Hello, Richard. He says, look like a big hairy spider. Go to Naughty Corner. Hello, Mr. Renegade. Hi, Mr. Renegade. Okay, guys, let me start. Here we go. So, um, the reason I'm saying sorry, I was saying sorry. 3G says long goodbyes are the worst, but that's how any brown family. I don't know about whites. I'm not sure. Okay, I come from a brown family. It's so hard to say goodbye because if you say goodbye and you just leave, it seems rude to us. If you're like, okay, gotta go, and you run off, people are like, they're gonna talk about you. People are gonna talk about you and say, they seem rude. They seem like they don't like us that much. It seems like they were running. Maybe they weren't happy. They weren't enjoying themselves. That's the way we are. I don't know about you guys, but that's the way we are. If you just say, okay, guys, gotta run, look at the time, we're gonna talk about you. We're gonna talk about you. We're gonna say you're rude. You didn't properly say goodbye. Maybe you have a problem with us. Maybe you don't like us. Maybe you don't like the way our house smells or you don't like our decorations. We're gonna talk about you because we're gonna think that something's wrong. The proper way to say goodbye in Middle Eastern homes, I don't know about you guys, and probably Indian, Middle Eastern, Turkish, Kurdish, Persian, all of us, the proper way to say goodbye is like this. You're drinking your tea, you're enjoying the conversation, and you get up and you walk around a little bit, maybe grab a snack, and then you stand. You stand next to the person while you're still talking. And then you slowly start making your way closer to the door. Okay. As soon as you get by the kitchen area, which is kind of close to the door, that's when you start saying, tomorrow we have my daughter. She has to be here. She has to be there. Oh, but how about that event? Do you know any kind of good dresses for her? There's an event at her school, and you start talking about something else, and you get closer again to the door. You know what I'm talking about? And then you say, you know, I got to get to my car. What do you think about my car? Do you like this car? I don't know if I like this color. I know Mariam, she has another car. It's kind of same color as mine, but it's a little bit more of a gray tint. What do you think about that? And then when you talk about your car, everybody has to go outside and look at said car. We all have to go outside and look at said car. So now everybody's outside, the whole family's outside. You're finally almost to your car. You're almost there. You go outside and you look at the car and then you tell everybody, what do you think about the color of this car? Yeah, Mariam's car is almost the same color, but I don't know. And then you unlock the car and then you have to talk about the unlock function because that's very important. This button doesn't really work all the time. Does yours always work? I don't know if it has a Toyota thing or is it a Lexus issue. I don't know. Then you hug. Now this is the ending part. This is the ending part, but if you do this part wrong, you can still get talked about wrong. See, watch. Then you get to the hugging part and you're like, okay, yalla habibti, yalla, okay, masalama. Now, listen to me, very important. The kiss. You have to go one side, this one, mwah, other side, mwah, and again on this side, mwah, right? Now, if you really love the person, then you stay on this side and you do 3 more here, and then you go to the other side and do 3 more, right? But if the person doesn't, if you're like a sister or something, then you go one, 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 one because that's common. You okay, Habiti, yalla Habiti, inshallah, bukra, talk to you tomorrow. Okay, inshallah khair. That's the way we do it. Now you're almost gone. And then you get in your vehicle and that's when you have to roll the window down. You get in the vehicle, now you have to roll the window down and still talk to them while they're outside. Okay, thank you, Yalla. Do you need a plate to go? No, I have one. Thank you, Habibti. I have one here. Oh, don't forget your seatbelt. Oh, of course. Safety first. And now you start backing up. This is the whole process. I explained the whole process of trying to leave a Middle Eastern house. You guys, take it from me. Never just get up after drinking tea and talking, and never just get up and say, all right, well, I have stuff to do. I got to get out of here. I got to run, got to catch the old trail, or got to hit the old dirt, or whatever you English people say, English, American, whatever you guys say. It wouldn't work in our households because as soon as you leave, they're going to talk about you. But if you leave the way that I told you, there's nothing that anyone can say about you. You see, they can never say that you were rude. They can't say that you weren't pleased or you seemed like you didn't enjoy. They can never say that about you. So this is part of the reason why we have so many steps in our culture to do things, because we don't want to make it seem like we're rude, and we don't want to give a person a reason to talk about us. Because if there's nothing that Arabs, Indians, Turkish, Persians like to do, is gossip. If there's nothing else that we're going to do, we are going to gossip. We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about you, your wife, your car, your grandma, your family, your daughter, your dog, everything. Everything. And then when you come to us, we're going to say, oh, I love it. Oh, why? I wish. I so jealous. I'm so jealous of your life. Oh, yes. As soon as you turn around, you guys already know. So this is the reason why 3G. Long goodbyes are the worst, but this is all that we have. But the one thing that we don't have is long intros. Like long hellos. We don't have long hellos. Our hellos are so short and so fast that you'll go from waving to a person down the street to having them in your house drinking tea and within like a half millisecond. You're like, how did you get here on my couch? You shouldn't have waved at them. You shouldn't have waved. Soon as you wave, now all of a sudden you got company. So the goodbyes are extremely long. The hellos are very short. Like I said, you wave at someone, that's the worst thing you can do. That's why if you live in our neighborhoods, you will see that the women, because we're at home all day because none of us work. Women are home all day. If we go outside and we want to garden or something, we can't see the neighbor. We're like, oh, go inside. We're like, go inside before she sees us. Oh, is that Zainab? Zainab is outside. Oh, no. Shh, close the door. Mama, I thought you liked her. Shut up. Yeah. But that's just the way it is. So that's why I kept delaying 5 minutes and 5 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. And that's not the only reason I'm sorry. What?
Bye.
Hi, Samael. That was sweet. Oh. But listen, this is the reason why I kept on delaying, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And the whole time that this was happening, we were all outside of the driveway talking about the color of the car again. And we're talking, and I was on my phone going like this. Oh, shoot. 5 more minutes for the pride. I was like, oh my God, they're going to be so mad. A StreamYard is like, your show is ready to begin. I'm like, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Oh, yeah, I have that car too. Yeah, they're really nice. They have really nice gear shifts. Okay, bye. So sorry, guys. All right. The reason that I'm sorry, and I wanted to tell you guys that I'm sorry. The reason I'm apologizing is Yaku says that is the longest goodbye I've ever seen. You live with us for 1 year and you will get used to that whole process and it won't seem long to you anymore. I mean, yeah, it's still long, especially if you don't feel like doing it, but because there's stages and we know the stages. Everybody knows. Ask anybody who's brown, ask them. Nezzy says, I can imagine your parties. It must take so long to end. The good thing about our parties, I'll tell you guys this one. The good thing about our parties versus American parties, I know that Americans don't really like to stay and clean up after the, party is done. But in our culture, the women actually get up and clean. They all get up and clean your house. So the majority of times when you have a big party, you're not going to have to clean it all. You're not going to be left with all the mess and so on, because you'll have anybody who's a guest will start doing dishes. A person is a guest in your home, but Americans tend to be like, oh, you're a guest in our home. You don't have to do dishes. That's not how we feel. We feel like if you're coming in my house, you're family, whether it be temporary family or you're actually real family. But when you come in the house, you can clean, you can vacuum, you can do everything. People go into our closets, into our pantries, and get the cleaning supplies and so on. And there's nothing I can say about it because they are being Middle Eastern. That is what we do. We clean each other's houses. So that's one thing that I got to say. The parties don't end quickly, but at the same time, you don't need it to end quickly because everybody cleans. All the women will clean. And when the house is clean, then we'll sit down and have tea again. That's the goodbye tea. So you understand? That's the first step to leaving. Now we're having goodbye tea. After cleaning the house, goodbye tea. So yeah, that's the way it is, guys. Dr. M, hi Dr. M, he says, I don't want to put my mouth on other people or have them put their mouths on me. A lot of the times we aren't actually kissing. It is just a simple gesture of tapping cheeks with one another. It's a bonding, it's a way of bonding, you know. Um People have spoken about this, but a lot of times men will rub noses. I know it seems weird, or they'll put their nose on the other person's forehead. That's kind of a forgiveness thing. It happens. You guys would think it's weird. We don't see it as weird at all. And there's another thing about kissing the ring. Kissing the ring of the elders in the home. The men kiss the ring of the elder men. That's what they do. I mean, and you talk about putting your mouth on people. Most of the time, we're not really kissing each other physically on the faces. But when it comes to kissing the ring, that is an actual kiss to the ring as a respect. It's a way of respect. Just like the Asians bow, they'll, put their bodies in half in front of the person, put their head down as a way of submission and honor and respect. We as Arabs have our own forms of bowing as well. Girls and men put the hand on the chest and you dip yourself like that. You bow, but you put your hand on your chest. That is our form of bowing and being respectful and honoring and so on and so forth. And the kissing of the ring happens for the elder gentleman of the family. And then Marcus says, lots of kisses, please. So one of you guys hates the kisses and the other one loves it. All right. So I want to get to the story. I'm going to tell you guys why this is the thing. Why am I saying sorry? I'm saying sorry because yesterday I was so rushed and I felt really bad because usually we spend our time together on Saturdays and I never stop for anything really. But there was a lot going on yesterday with me and I wasn't able to continue. I went through the news so quickly. And in fact, I think I'm going to delete yesterday's stream. If I don't delete it, I'll probably private it. But it was an embarrassment for me. And you guys deserve better than that. You don't deserve that type of hurried content. You don't deserve to be treated as second. And, when I dedicate the time to the stream, that's exactly what I should be doing. So this is why I said I'm sorry. And I don't feel good about what I did yesterday. I didn't sleep with a good head yesterday. I wasn't happy. So this is the reason why I wanted to come apologize to you all today and dedicate 3 hours to you guys today. I'm joking. I'm not staying here for 3 hours. You guys annoy me and within like the first 15 minutes. How do you guys think I'm going to spend 3 hours with the group of you? All you heathens in the chat, you guys think I can take 3 hours of the heathenism? You guys think I can do that? I can't. But I will give you guys at least a good hour and a half to 2 hours. So I did want to say sorry and insult you guys at the same time. I'm saying sorry and insulting you all at the same time. So then there's that. Because you guys know I can't apologize to you without insulting you too. You guys know I can't be too sweet to you. I got to give a little bit of a spicy spice, a little bit of hot. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I have to do sometimes. You heathens. Yes, heathens, Fionn. Do you know what I have to deal with every time I open this camera? Every time I open this camera, if I don't look the way you guys want me to look, I get called out. I get roasted. Okay? Talking about pilgrims and was it Amish 21 instead of Forever 21? And I get roasted. People like Biro go to other streams, talk about how they don't like me and how one eye is bigger than the other. I get made fun of. Come on now. Yes, heathens. You guys deserve it. Super Suka says you seem hyper. Hey, I've been smoking crack. Anyway, Yakub says all is forgiven. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I didn't like that though. I really didn't like doing that yesterday when I was like hurry to give you guys the news. I wasn't fully invested. But tonight, I'm here. I'm invested and I can't see. I'm gonna go get my glasses actually. Samuel, come here. Come here for a second because I need to get my glasses because every time I leave my eyes without the dark lenses, I can't see. So I will be back. I'll get my glasses, okay?
Hi, how's it going? I guess we're doing this now. Good to see you guys. What is people saying here? Yes, she did, and she was thoroughly disgusted. Had to sit there and listen to how disgusted she was at the time. So, Shadow Hawk, hi, how's it going, kid? Back to main act. Yeah, I'm not nearly as impressive. I'll grant you that. She will be back very shortly. You know, it's a whole thing. So, Samuel, show us your face. That is not going to happen. Not now or not ever. I got my reasons, and all that. So, but yeah. Let's see. Fionn says I'm a person of the book. I think she might have covered this already. Yeah, I think you mentioned that before. Is it Fionn or Finn? I forget exactly what the pronunciation for that is. It's like Finn McQuill or something like that, right? The famous Irish folk hero. So, Zillage, how's it going? Beak, good to see you. Just kind of running through the chat here. She'll be back in just a second. She's almost ready. Don't do that, dude. I'm gonna pay for that.
What was going on? What I miss?
The smoking crack line. Apparently, Troll Patrol clipped that.
Hey, the crack has a very high percentage of nutritional value. Okay, you guys don't understand. Everything is good for you in certain percentages and portions. It just depends on the portion.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna hop in the back.
Okay, Samuel, thank you so much for taking over when I need you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you taking over when I need you. You said you can almost hear me. Hear me. Wait, I can almost hear you pedaling. What does that mean? You said, what do you think about what's happening in the Mideast? I don't want to talk about that right now. I want to talk about something else, guys. I want to talk about this. Listen, Shadow, go to the naughty corner. Go to the naughty corner. I didn't ask you to repeat what I said, okay? Stop it. Are you guys... Hold on, wait. How's the weather? We are not talking about weather. We have more things to talk about than weather, okay? Stop. Dr. M says, guilty as charged. There's no denying the chat topics we fall back on. Okay? You said it. I didn't say it. And Zelich says, but roasting is another form of love and respect when it comes to us guys anyway. Yeah, okay. That's what you guys say to make me feel good to sleep at night. But I know the truth. I know the truth because you guys are secretly thinking certain things, but you don't say it. And then you say it as a joke to make it seem like, oh, it's love. It's only love. But the truth is, that's how you really feel. You know how they say there's like 50% of truth in every joke? I believe it. I believe it. Mr. Renegade, Amira, did you get my... hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. Did you get my email about that hippopotamus? Why do you write things like that knowing that I'm going to read them? I don't know, Mr. Renegade, if I got the email about the hippopotamus because I get lots of emails about lots of hippopotamus. I get lots of emails about other hippopotamus, okay? There's a lot of hippopotamus peoples sending me emails about more hippopotamus. I know I'm saying it wrong, but it's a hard word for an Arab to say because we don't have the P in our language, in our vocabulary. We don't have the letter P. So everything turns into B. So it's for me hard to say hippopotamus without saying something else. Okay. So what I want to talk to you guys about is this. I want to share some videos with you that that I think that you guys will be interested in. I'm going to pull them up right now. These are some simps that I found online, and I wanted us to go through this content because I can't be irritated about this content without you guys also being irritated about said content. Okay, so I'm going to pull it up and let's watch a little bit of it together and let's roast them instead of you guys roasting me. How about that? Can we do that? Or you guys are still going to focus on me? All right, so here we go. I am pulling it up. Oh, okay. So here we go. I'm gonna start here. This is one of the creators that we've talked about already. But this guy, he has so much simp content that remember I told you guys that this is a person who puts on that wig. All right, here we go. I want to find the. Oh, here we go. All right, now this guy. Pause. Okay. All right, I'm sharing my screen with you all, and then let me share the screen. Here we go. All right. So this video from him is called "You Can't Tell Me That the Modern Day Republican Party Isn't a Cult." Do you guys remember this guy? This guy is the simp that always talks about how women are amazing and we as men, we're just so inferior and we should be proud and grateful to have women because women are so amazing and we are unworthy of having them. We need to change as men because every woman is just someone's little girl, is someone's daughter. The one that I told you that cries for 10 years straight, look at his eyes. He cries for 10 years straight. Okay. So here's the guy. Let's hear what he has to say about the Republican Party, and then let's move on to something else. It's only 16 seconds. Here we go.
Why do conservatives keep bringing up Bill Clinton as a way to defend Donald Trump? I don't care about Bill Clinton. Throw him in jail too. Put him in a cell with Donald Trump. Hell, put it on camera. Live.
Okay, so I stopped it because if not, it's going to continue to go to other videos and I'm not ready for it to go. So he said, why does the Republican Party keep bringing up Bill Clinton when we're talking about Trump? Why? The reason why people keep bringing up Bill Clinton is because Bill Clinton and the whole ilk that's like him, including his wife, those are the people that you need to actually be focusing on. Those are the people that are actually doing the things. Have you heard about the Bill Clinton body count? Have you heard about anyway? So people like this are the voters that you guys see that vote for the crap that they hate, and they still continue to vote for it because they're just dumb and they're just so excited about hating on the Republican Party. So anyway, that's his one video that I wanted to share with you all. The next one here is about relationships, and I'm gonna find it. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Don't. This is why I don't like. All right, here it is. Stop.
So I just want to share.
Okay. Because this stupid YouTube, I swear, it just keeps going on to the next video and I'm not even ready to go on yet. All right, here we go. So I'll share this one with you guys and let's go.
So I just want to share my imposter syndrome with you today. I'm at a conference right now that I was invited to present my insights on a topic that I have studied and researched and practiced in my classrooms for over a decade now. Yet I have spent 2 hours this morning watching videos on YouTube from other experts just to confirm that everything I know isn't wrong. And my hope is that I can get through my...
Oh gosh. Okay, it's going to move on to the next video. So the reason I wanted to share this video with you guys is because of this. You guys just heard his video talking about imposter syndrome, feeling that he's not worthy or he's not smart enough to do the things that he's doing, and that he's feeling that he is an imposter. Even though he's qualified to do something, even though he's smart, he feels like he's an imposter and that he's not worthy. The reason I wanted to bring this up with you guys is because this speaks a lot about why he makes videos the way that he does, the reason that he makes the content that he does, always talking about women and how women are so great and we're not worthy to have them. That is him projecting his own unworthiness onto the rest of the world. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So me and you guys, we're not just, I don't want to just pick on anyone. I'm not trying to just pick on anyone. But at the same time, I think it's good when I see videos like this that speak to me about who he is as a person, genuinely as a person instead of just trying to pick apart his content about relationships. This video said a lot to me. And I said, this is the reason why you believe women are better than you or that women are above you in some way. This is the reason. The next one I want to share with you guys is this one. I'm going to bring it up. Hold on. This one is the guy who, here we go. All right, Albert, this one.
Hey, can we talk about something? Yeah, what's up? Honestly, I just want to apologize for all the times that I've brought up my feelings and came at you in a critical or passive aggressive or immature or resentful way. That was wrong, and I'm sorry. Thanks. The truth is, I want us to be able to have respectful conflicts together where we can actually be honest and neither of us feels belittled or attacked or feels the need to get critical or defensive in order to protect ourselves, right? Right. But that's going to require us to work together on this. I'm open to any and all suggestions on how I can bring something up that doesn't result in you feeling blamed or attacked. As long as the solution isn't for me to just stop bringing things up because I'm too sensitive or I'm making a big deal about nothing. That's not.
Okay, so you guys heard it. I didn't say anything while he was talking. He says, I'm sorry about how I was before, and I want us to be able to find a resolution to talk about our issues without me making you feel unworthy or like you're not listened to and so on and so forth. I want to be able to do anything I can to make our conversations better, as long as that does not include me not being able to bring up my feelings and talk about what you could do better. Let me ask you guys a question. Okay, we're dealing with adults here. All of you guys are grown, yeah? You guys are grown, except Shadow. But the rest of you guys are grown. You as adults, how real does this type of conversation seem to you guys as real adults who have had real relationships or marriages? How real does that feel to you? You're going to sit down your husband or wife and sit there and tell them, hi, honey. You know what I would think? If we're going to be real with each other, if someone sat me down, if my husband, let's say my husband, for example, my husband sits me down and says, honey, I want us to find a better way to speak about things. I want to be able to do anything I can to make you feel comfortable, and I can still be able to express my feelings without you taking them as insult or as a form of denigration or degradation. I want to make sure that you feel, I would be like, did you just make a new will or something and you just took me off of it? Or did you just take out a new insurance policy on me and you want to cash in on it? What's going on? That's what I would think. I don't know about you guys, but that's my first thing. And maybe that's because I'm traumatized and maybe I have my own psychological whatever. That's what I would think. Hi, Kareem. Hello, Kareem. How are you? Nice to see you too. Oh my God, it's so nice. Okay. Exactly, 3G. Exactly. He says it's not real. Women don't apologize. Go to the naughty corner. That's not what I was saying. See, this is why I tell you guys, I can't have a decent conversation with you guys because every time I try to have a conversation with you guys do this stuff right here. 3G, naughty corner right now. 2 minutes. I don't want to see your face for 2 minutes. Richard L says, I would include, quote unquote, no problem, as long as I get my 2 cents in. Shut the F up, dude. Dio says that conversation feels like homosexual sitcom. But why does that, but if I say that, then I'm wrong. If I say that, I'm wrong because then that makes it seem like only homosexuals have proper, good relationships, right? They're the only ones who have good, stable relationships because they can actually speak with one another. And it seems like no. The reason I say this is wrong, this kind of conversation is wrong, is because you're speaking to each other. I know it's supposed to be kind and sweet, and I know Americans kind of like that. They're like, oh, each person is respected and everybody feels loved and everybody doesn't feel offended. The reason I don't agree with this, maybe it's because I'm Arab and we don't have this kind of, we're a little bit more, I don't know if it's toxic, or is it that we're just more real? I don't know. I'm sorry. What is the word? We're just, anyway. The reason I feel that this is wrong is because in a marriage, there should be the dynamic of one person is a leader, which is always the man in our case. He's the leader. The rest are subordinate. This kind of conversation to me makes it seem like a woman trying to notch her way up to become the leader, but slowly doing it the peaceful, sweet way, instead of outright saying, you're going to treat me as equal no matter what. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But all of this kind of talk, like you're speaking to him, you're speaking to your husband as if this is like a therapy session, or, I just want to make sure your feelings are heard, honey. I just want to, it sounds to me like you're talking down to him. Do you guys not feel that way? Or am I the one who's mentally wrong? Am I mentally so messed up that I can't understand what a healthy conversational dialogue is for the life of me? Am I the one who's messed up? Be honest. Be honest. Because to me, it sounds like speaking to a child. That's how I expect people to speak to children. Okay, now, oh, Billy, did Tommy hurt you? Did he push you down? Tommy, come here. What we're going to do now is we're going to use our big boy voices and our words, not swords, words. And we're going to talk to each other about this, okay? In a form that you will not hurt him emotionally and he will not hurt you emotionally, okay? That's not the way I'm going to speak to my freaking husband. Maybe I just don't have the comfort of that. Maybe because I'm Arab, I'm afraid of being backhanded if I speak that way to my husband. I can imagine sitting my husband down. Okay, honey. So what we're going to do is, what are you doing? Are you walking away? Wait, honey. Okay, I'll follow you. Okay, honey. So what we're going to do is, are you getting in the car? Honey, wait, we need to speak about things being okay. You're turning on the car. Okay. I think that we should, okay, you're getting out of the car. No, I'm just saying that I think that we should speak in a way where neither one of us feels, that's how I see that going. Me, I can't, it's just not going to happen. It won't work in our lives. It doesn't work. Yeah, exactly. True. I'm like, okay, I'll follow you. Okay, I'll follow you. Okay, so we're going through the garage. Okay, honey, are you sure you can hear me when you have your back turned to me and walking away? No, I'm not saying that you don't hear me. I'm just saying that possibly you might hear me even better if you like kind of look towards me. No, okay. No. That's the way that I see that going. So because we're not emotionally in tuned. You could say that we're not emotionally in tuned. We're not sitting there thinking that after we have a talk, did I hurt my partner's, as you guys call it, did I hurt my husband or wife's feelings? Did I hurt them in any way with my harsh words or my harsh tone? No. If I feel like I hurt you or you hurt me, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go out. Or I'm going to make you your favorite food. Or you're going to take me out. Like my husband, if he feels that he was using rough tone with me and he was yelling at me or what have you, he would say, you want to go out? You want to go to your favorite restaurant? I would say, yeah, understanding that is an apology. And he would say, okay, hurry up. You got 20 minutes. I'm not going to wait longer. And then he'll go sit in the car and wait for me. That is an apology. That is the apology that I get from my husband. And both of us understand that this is an apology. And as such, I'm going to order everything I want on that menu because this is your apology to me. So I get to order everything I want on the menu. That's the way we do it. I don't know about you guys. I don't know how you guys do it. So, all right, next. The next video I want to show you guys is this. Right, Lepo. Blunt. We're just blunt. We are, we don't sit there and think about the feelings and, oh, are you hurt? How did that make you feel? Really? That is a very Americanized thing. And I don't want you guys to think that we see you guys' relationships as men being pussified. That's not what I meant to say. But the truth is, videos like this attempt to make the man into the woman. Or you guys follow his advice. Don't follow me. Follow him and see how it goes for you. See how it goes. Because if it were really working out, treating women like princesses and making sure they feel equal and that they feel heard and that they don't get their feelings hurt, and you know what I mean? If all that was working out, then you would see better women. You would see better women than the women from before. The women who were spoken bluntly to, those women would be worse than the women that you see today. But that's not the case now, is it? Today, we see women are worse. Women are dirty. They're dogs. They're disrespectful. They don't care. They have their middle finger up at everybody and their hoo-ha's out. They give no care for the man and his authority. They look at you like you're beneath them because women don't see you as equal. They see you as beneath. So, no. Hello, Mo. Hi, Mo. Long time no see. Authority in general is hated. Yeah, by people that are heathens. Yeah, if you're a heathen who doesn't want to recognize your place in the world, because everybody has to answer to somebody. Only person who doesn't answer to someone is God, but everybody else has to answer to somebody. Apologize. Never. Wow, my stream is called I'm sorry. My stream is called I'm sorry. You guys should have known I was lying. I'm joking. I am sorry. I am sorry about yesterday. But the whole sorry thing is kind of hard to say. Hi, Netter. Is that Netter? Hi. You're not saying hi to me. You're saying hi to Larry. Well, I'm talking to you. You're talking to Larry. Nobody says hi to me. I'm invisible here. I'm invisible. You guys come to speak in the chat all to your guys' selves. I'm just here as white noise in the back. I'm just white noise in the back. Isn't that true? Stop it, Larry. Naughty corner. Okay, then here we go. I want to move on to the next one. Oh, wait. I got to see the comments. I have to. Okay, Frost, really quickly, and then we'll move on. Frost says, responsibility without authority is slavery. Unfortunately, men in the West don't have authority over their wives or families because of daddy government. I know it doesn't say daddy, but I put that in there. You guys already know what I said about that, about the government stepping in every time a man leaves his home. Suka, go. You know what? I need to open the labor camp. That's what I'm going to do. The naughty corner is not enough for you heathens. I need to put a labor camp. Neil, you already said hi. I already saw your hi message, but hi again. Hi again. Maybe everybody went to the bathroom or for a smoke break and now they're back. All right, good. All right, let's move on. Next video. This one is called How to Invalidate Your Partner. How to invalidate your partner. Now, we don't need any help in that region here because invalidation is all part of the game, isn't it? Because invalidation is a way to let the other person know you are not that important. You are not the center of my universe. And invalidation sometimes is a very good thing. It is. Because you don't need to feel like you're the center of everyone's universe at all times. Because what that does is create a sense of entitlement to a person's time, energy, money, and so on and so forth. And we do not want entitled people. So I believe that invalidation in proportion is a good thing. It should be proportionate. It shouldn't be over the top, but invalidation is a good thing. But this person in this video is going to say how to not invalidate your partner. Now let's see what they say.
Hey, so I felt like you were just being a little mean to me back there. Oh my gosh, I wasn't being mean. Oh, okay. Are you aware of how dismissive and invalidating that is? What? Well, I shared my perspective and you just told me that I was wrong. I didn't say that. Well, I said I felt like you were mean to me and you said, no, I wasn't, which implies that I made a mistake in feeling that, right? You want me to admit I was being mean when I don't believe I was. Wouldn't that just be invalidating my perspective? No, because I wasn't dismissing your experience. I was simply sharing mine. And intent doesn't negate impact. If I ran over your foot with my car, I can still be sorry that I hurt you, even if it wasn't my intention, right? Yeah. Honestly, I don't need...
So right about here, you guys see where my marker is? Right about here, something would have been flying in our house. Like something would have been flown. Like that plant behind her would have been flying. Maybe some papers, maybe a chancla, maybe a shoe. Something would have been flying by now, because this kind of talk is beyond annoying. It's beyond, but whatever. It's almost finished.
You to admit that you were being mean. I was just hoping that when the person you say you love comes to you and says that you did something that hurt them, that you would care enough to.
All right. So I stopped it before it cut off, because that's what it tends to do on YouTube. This person is saying, I feel like you were a bit mean to me earlier. Basically coming to demand an apology. The other person says, I don't feel that I was mean to you. Why should I apologize? The other person says, well, it's not about how you feel. It's about how I feel. And if you are saying that you don't think I deserve an apology, then that means you are invalidating my feelings. The other person says, so you're telling me to accept the fact that I am mean to you, even though I wasn't mean to you, in order to validate your feelings. But wouldn't that also be invalidating my own? And then the other person says, or the one at the wake says, no, because I'm not denying your experience. I'm not denying your feelings. So that means I'm not actually invalidating you, but you're still invalidating me by not accepting that you were mean. And therefore, I deserve an apology for something that you think that you didn't even do. This type of manipulation is BS. And I can't stand it. Want to know why? Because this is what the people learn in the school. It's taught in the school. You need to say sorry. Say sorry. Everybody is apologizing for things that they don't mean. If you meant to do something and you know you meant to do it, you shouldn't apologize for it, because that is what you wanted to do. And unless you are actually sorry for doing it, you shouldn't apologize. No matter how people like this try to convince you that they deserve an apology. If I'm not sorry for what I did, I will not apologize, because that's not how I feel. Right? So this person here, and a lot of people in the comments, you guys want to see the comments? I'll show you the comments. Wait, let's see the comments. Guys, you will not believe. You guys think I'm the one who's wrong? Watch. Here we go. Here's one person. This person says Lost. Their name is Lost. They said, every time I watch your videos, I feel, I can't see for the life of me. Every time I watch your videos, I feel a little bit more reassured that I am not going insane. People like this, guys, these people really exist. People actually watch this person's videos and they feel validated. That's the word. Validation is the word of the day today, okay? Hi, guys. Welcome to Sunday. Today's word of the day is validation. These people feel validated with the crap that this person posts. That's how you guys know these type of people actually exist. The people who want to force you into apologizing for things that you're not sorry for, or making themselves into victims when they're not a victim at all. The person never was mean to you. The person never hurt you, but you made yourself into a victim because you got uber sensitive and you feel that you deserve something that you don't. This is what's happening. Let's move on. The other person says, oh my God, this is exactly the problem my husband and I have, except the roles are reversed for us. He's super sensitive to feeling criticized and controlled and attacked, even though I don't feel like I'm criticizing, controlling him, or attacking him. Yeah, get yourself an Arab man. Get yourself a man with a normal testosterone level. And then try doing all that controlling, criticizing, and attacking to a man. You'll see how that goes. The person continues with, so I naturally tried to tell him that that's not what I was trying to do. But this video really does a great job at helping me realize what he's really trying to say. That I should stop defending myself from his accusations. And I haven't taken time to validate his feelings. The funny thing is, I really want my feelings validated, but I don't know how to validate them for others. I can't believe this type of thought processes exists. I can't believe people are really this. Maybe I'm wrong. I always accept the fact that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not sensitive enough to understand that feelings are really important and everybody should feel validated in their own right, and maybe we all just have to adhere and pander to everyone's feelings. Maybe I am the one who's wrong, right? I accept that. I accept it. But I think part of the reason why I am not swayed by feelings and emotions and, oh, but you hurt my feelings. The reason why I'm not swayed by this is because the world that we live in today, the America that we live in today runs on emotions and feelings. And this is the reason why we see so much degeneracy. We see so much poussé in the youth. This is the reason why we see people wearing tails and ears and meowing and barking and calling themselves dogs and cats because of feelings. Feelings have gotten us to where we are today, where drag queens are reading to kindergartners. Feelings is why we have children in bars looking at ball sacks and poles hanging out of leather suits, leather pants, because we believe that the drag queens and the transgenders and all the he, she's, it's, and LGBTQIA plus pedos plus everything sick, we believe that these are the good role models because it just feels right. This is the reason why I'm no longer swayed by feelings. This has created me, it's caused me to be more of a bitch. And I know, I need to be more considerate. However, look at this. I'm not even done. Wait, let's read some more, shall we? Oh, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. Guys, if I faint out of nowhere, I've had an aneurysm and I had it coming. So just Larry and Samuel know where I live. You guys come get me because that's what happened. This person says this is one of the most intelligent channels on YouTube. You guys see that? Did you guys see that one? This is one of the most intelligent channels on YouTube. And they're not joking. There was no lol after. There was no smiley face. No laughing out loud emoji. No nothing. They were serious. That was serious. Oh my God. Okay. Here we go. And here's the last one I'm going to give you guys. Okay. Here's the last one. In the video, the wife could have also said it differently. When someone says, quote unquote, I feel like you were being mean to me. Instead of saying you were being mean. Anger is an emotion and hurt is an emotion. Hurt is an emotion. Hurt is an emotion. Did you get hurt is an emotion? For all of you guys who don't know, anger is an emotion and so is hurt. Hurt is an emotion. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to move on to the next video because I can see this going very, very badly if I continue with reading the comments. So next video is this one. We're going back to the, here we go. Relationships need mutual, oh my gosh, here we go.
In hetero
Oh, all right. So here's the same guy. This video is about respect. Hey, I'm all about respect. So let's see what he says about respect. Relationships need mutual respect.
sexual relationships, when a man doesn't accept the influence of his female partner, there's an 81% chance that relationship ends. I'm not saying women don't need to do their part. I'm not saying men are the only problem. But I am saying we better be sure we're not making this fatal error in our relationships. Men, are you sharing power? Do you truly consider her an equal? Are you accepting her influence? Because if not, you're rolling the dice and the odds aren't in your favor. And just to be clear, on page 233 of their book, Fight Right, doctors John and Julie Gottman say, accepting your partner's influence does not mean simply collapsing into whatever your partner wants. It simply means being open to your partner's ideas. It means seeking.
All right. So he's not talking about respect. He used the word respect as clickbait, but he's talking about listening to your partner, as they call them, partner. It's not a partner, it's a husband or a wife. But listening to your partner, okay? He said, are you accepting your partner's influence? That just because she's a wife doesn't mean that she doesn't have influence in your lives, in your marriage, and so on and so forth. Are you not accepting your partner's influence? Because that is what causes issues. Let me rewind just back here. I just want to hear this part one more time.
Doesn't accept the influence of his female partner. There's an
Okay,
80
okay, there it is. Okay, so he was specifically talking about men not accepting the influence of women. I don't know why he keeps using these words, partner, your partner. It's not your freaking partner. That's your wife. Anyway, so he's saying men not accepting the influence of their wives. Will you stop speaking while I'm speaking, Samuel? What does this seven Hindu hell? What in this seven Hindu hell does this guy man, this gay guy man, what does he know about straight sexual relationships? Supposedly, Samael, supposedly he is a straight man. That he actually likes the punini, the punyaya, the puntiti, punyiti, concha, the shell, the forbidden cave, the eagle's nest, the hummus. Supposedly, he is a man who has evolved above all other men, and he knows how to teach you men, you misogynistic men. He gonna teach you, with the thing on your nose, with the little touch on your nose, he's gonna teach you how to have a punyaya in your home that is happy. He's going to teach you how to keep your punyiti happy, how to keep your concha happy, to keep your hummus happy. Yes, yes, yes. He's going to teach you how to keep your sushi roll happy. He will. And you got to listen. But he's specifically talking about males not listening to their female partner. Wait, I want to hear a little bit more.
81% chance that relationship ends. I'm not saying
There's an 81% chance that your relationship will end if the man does not listen or doesn't accept the influence of his female partner. Can I say that I believe that there's an 81% chance of you being cheated on every day and every night if you act anything like this guy here? Can I? He brought out percentages. Okay, he said that word, that number, like it was written in stone somewhere. Okay, like we found the ancient artifacts of relationships and everything, like we found it written in stone. He said there's an 81% chance that your relationship is going to end if a man does not accept the influence of his female partner. I believe that there's an 81% chance that he is going to get cheated on by every single woman that he gets with. Every single, sorry. He threw out the number. Let's see what else he says.
women don't need to do their part. I'm not saying men are the only problem.
Yes, you are.
But I am saying we better be sure we're not making this.
Have you noticed that every one of his videos, he's talking about how men are so bad? Even though he doesn't say it, he keeps saying, men, you need to listen to the woman. Men, you need to validate her. Men, you need to accept her influence. Men, everybody needs respect in the relationship. He said relationship is mutual, blah, blah, blah. But he never speaks about how women are. He's just talking about men, how men are so bad and men don't listen. All right. All right. Suka, stop it. I will not do it. I will not whoop that trick. Okay. I'm not doing it again, Suka. I'm not doing it again. Dio says 60% of married women admit to cheating. You mean married whores or married American women? Married Western women? Married who? Who? Where was this study taken? Neil says he uses the term partner rather than wife because he wants to elevate extramarital sexual relationships to the same level of legitimacy as marriage. I see that. You know what? That may be why he keeps saying partner. I was like, why does this fact? Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I meant, why does this decent gentleman, who is definitely not of the rainbow variation, why does he keep talking about women as partners? That I couldn't understand why, but you know what, Neil? That might be the reason why. It might be because he is trying to say that girlfriends and sexual partners and so on is the same thing as being a partner. I don't know. He might be saying sexual partners, all of your sexual partners. Whatever. I mean, trying to figure out this type of person, it makes me a little bit nauseous. Do you guys feel nauseous? I feel nauseous. I feel nauseous because, listen, no matter how much men listen to these type of content creators, no matter how much they follow the advice of these men are only leading men down a path of disrespect, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to be disrespected. You're going to be walked over. You're going to be cheated on. You're going to be used in a word that I don't typically use on this channel, but Undead Chronic has taught me, the C-U-C-K word, C-U-C-K. And I believe with all my heart, soul, and might that this is the type of man that you would see in those type of situations where you're in a dark room with the door locked and you are sitting in a chair and activities are happening in the room that you are not involved in. I don't recommend. And listening to a man like that's where it's going to get you. I'm sorry, that's where it's going to get you. And me as a woman, I'm telling you that as a woman, I'm telling you that without, if I'm just going to be honest with you all, that is not attractive. It is not attractive. If that were attractive, every woman would be in a stable, honest, caring relationship where they're validated, okay? Where they're validated and they feel like equals. They're just equal. Everybody's equal in a relationship. If that were what is sexy and attractive in a man, every woman would be in a stable relationship. But that's not what we see, because that's not what's attractive. And unfortunately, I'm not saying that men have to be these bad boys either, because I know a lot of women are attracted to bad boys. That's not what I'm saying either. But there is a standard of manliness that women are attracted to. And you following that kind of content creator, the one I had up, that is going to diminish your manliness, your manly posture, that thing. Do you guys know, us as brown women, we talk about men so much in this way. I'll tell you the way we talk about them. We talk about them like this. A house with no man is like building a home on no foundation. A house without a man present, that's just full of women, is not complete. You having children without having a son is almost like not having any children at all. We speak about men this way culturally. This is how important men are to us. We even talk about the aura, or how energy changes when a man enters the room. How when a woman enters the room, nothing should really change. But when a man enters the room, things should change. Things should be prepared to serve him, to take care of him. If there are women in the room that don't belong there, they need to exit. This is how we believe. This is how we look at men. If every man acted like that man on the video, do you think a man like that commands the type of respect that brown women would respect, that Asian women will respect, that African women will respect, Middle Eastern women? Do you think a man like that is worthy of, I'm not even going to say worthy, but do you think a man like that commands that type of honor? When you are a man and you try to put yourself on the same level as a woman because you want to make her feel equal, you want her to be validated, you want her to feel, you are bringing down your own manliness in doing so. You are sacrificing yourself and your manliness and the honor that comes with being a man and all that, the presence, the aura, the power that comes with being a man. You are sacrificing all of that so that a woman can feel validated in her feelings, which are very finicky. If you are living your life trying to make a woman happy, you are going to die with that woman still being unhappy. You cannot make a woman happy. Speaking as a woman, you cannot make us happy. You can't. That comes from within ourselves. Nobody else can do it. So for this man constantly making video after video after video talking about how men can do this to make the woman feel good, and men can do this to validate her and make her feel respected and make sure her feelings are heard. All of this nonsense is garbage. It's wahala. Any Nigerians out there? Wahala. What is all this wahala? In Arabic, we say khara. This is khara. You're not doing what you think you're doing. And all those people in the chat, all of those are women. All the people in the chat who are agreeing with that frog, all of them are women. All women. And guess what? None of them have a man who's like that. Why? Because it's not attractive to them. If they saw him out on the street, none of them would say, "Oh, look, it's the guy who makes all that content about validating us." Remember the guy? Do you remember the video I showed you? That's him. That's him. Oh my God. I've got to go talk to him. Hopefully we can get married. You think that happens to him on a daily basis? I think not. He gets millions of views, by the way. And I don't see women throwing themselves at him. Hold on. I want to share something else with you. I want to share something else with you guys. Hold on one second. Suka says exactly. His audience is just clueless women. I know. All right. The next one I want to show you is this one.
And now with pair bonding research out there, women that sleep with more than 5 men, they only have a 20% success rate at marriage.
Isn't this the guy that went viral for drinking his own pee?
Wait. Before he continues. So the original gentleman said, with all the research that's been done on pair bonding, it has been proven that women who have slept with more than 5 men have a higher percent chance of divorcing. This guy here, the one who cries all the time, his first response to that person speaking about studies and research and so on, his first response, this one, is to say, "Didn't you drink your pee?" All right.
Let's look.
I had been drinking my own urine since 2005.
I don't believe you're the person I'd go to interpret scientific data like pair bonding. Anecdotally,
Why does he look like he's been crying for 20 years? Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
what about your own personal relationships?
I brought my family back together after divorce, and it didn't work out in the end.
And you know what? That happens. Relationships sometimes end. But do you think that it was because of the science of pair bonding?
And I think a lot of it has to do with the programming around being a boss babe.
Are you sure it's not because you said stuff like,
I don't know why YouTube is cutting the videos off so abruptly. The people are in the middle of talking and then YouTube is cutting them off. But anyway, what do you guys think about this? The guy who was speaking, the gentleman with the long hair, he's speaking about research and studies in his own marriage and what he noticed in women and so on. And this guy, instead of refuting what this person is talking about, this guy is making personal attacks on him, talking about him drinking his pee, which what does that have to do with what he said? What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? That has nothing to do with what this gentleman is talking about. Yet, people like this guy who feels unworthy, who thinks that women are above him and women are equal and we all got to bow down to the woman, put the woman on the pedestal. This guy, he's not refuting anything that the guy said. The guy was speaking about his own marriage. He said, I was married. I tried to fix my own marriage. And in the end, it didn't work out. This guy comes on and says, well, do you think that has anything to do with the science of pair bonding? I don't know about the science of pair bonding that much, but I don't think it's a far stretch to say that a woman that has been stretched out more than, let's live will to do the metaphors, that a woman that has been used and abused and bent over and rolled over and pounced on and taken to the cleaners and something about salads and all of that that comes along with it. A woman who has had all of that happen to her by many different men, that it's not that far of a stretch to think that that woman will have a more likely chance of not being satisfied in her marriage, that she will have a lesser chance of being satisfied in monogamy. It doesn't seem like a far stretch. You know what I mean? So for this guy talking about his urine being drank or what have you, you see that is just another tactic just to change the subject so you don't have to address what the gentleman was actually saying. So anyway, right, zealage, I don't want to say it, but you cannot disagree with me that simpitude has a look, and this guy is the poster child of what simpitude looks like. Huh? His eyes look like he's been crying for 15 years straight. He looks like he's been broken up with every day of his life. He looks like he gets through life by crying. Look at him. I mean, if simpitude has a look, this guy is it. The softness of the jaw. His jaw looks so soft and fluffy. You can just sleep on it. He has a look, and I'm telling you, this is something that I just, oh my God, I'm sorry. I hate it. I hate it. Neil says, it has been observed in Africa. It has been observed in Africa that where all the mature bulls in an elephant herd have been killed off, the juvenile bulls run wild. They form violent gangs that attack other elephants and rhinos. And that is reintroducing a mature male into the herd that restores order. Young males need mentoring and discipline from men, both elephants and humans. Women recognize that instinctively. Maybe that's the reason why I always say that we as a family, families need a male head. Families need a leader. If you have a family and no one is leading, all the men are immature, all the men are just still like boys in the family, your family is going to suffer because young boys do stupid things. They drink and drive. They go out and have sex with girls and girl after girl after girl and be promiscuous. They have babies outside of wedlock. They ruin homes and houses. They ruin their opportunities to even get homes and houses. They ruin their credit scores. They ruin everything because that is just nature. But when you're guided by an elder male, the family acts right. You've seen it in humans. When we have an elder male guiding the family, or the elder male that everyone in the family is afraid of, everyone's afraid of Bubba. Everybody's afraid of Bubba. You mess up, Bubba is going to tax you, and it's not going to be pretty. You're going to get taxed when you get home. Every family needs a Bubba Yaga. All right. Let's see. Fionn says, no hymen, no diamond. Frost says, plus, no guy wants a woman that has been ran through. He will take her for a one-night stand, but not as our wives. There you go. And that's the thing. And this guy here with the crying eyes and so on, he's the type of guy that would take a woman that's been with 15, 20 men, heck, even 8. Even a woman who's been with 8 or 6 men, 5. He will take that. That is a man who has no standards because he wants women to feel appreciated and loved and validated. But then you're going to talk about a man who, okay, he's talking about the guy drinking his urine. He didn't give any context of why somebody would drink their urine, because that is a thing. It happens in certain situations. It is the proper thing to do. But this guy, I think he said that in order to make people go, ew, urine. Grow up. Oh my gosh. He looks like a woman. You're kind of right. You're kind of right. Just remove the beard part. You're kind of right. The haircut, it's the haircut. That haircut is feminine. Women do that haircut. You know that. Oh my gosh. It's just something about it. I don't know. I'm sorry if anybody has that haircut. I'm just saying on him, it doesn't look good. It depends on your face. It just depends on what your face shape is, I guess. Shame the simps. He's testosterone intolerant. I've never heard that. 3G, run through more than those NYC tunnels. Go to the naughty corner right now. Yeah, exactly. Zelich. He says they use ad hominem attacks to prove a point, apparently. Exactly. Like I said, talking about this man doing a survival technique. Drinking your own urine can be done for many reasons. It could be a survival technique. It could be, who knows? There's many reasons why a person would do that. And he didn't mention the reasoning behind it. He just said, aren't you the one who drink your own urine? Because he knows the audience that he has. The audience that he has will go, ew. That means he's not mentally stable. That means we can't listen to anything he says about women and them being hoes. Oh, we can't listen to that because he drank his own urine. Fionn says, Amira, there used to be laws in almost every single state in America that limited hours many women can inhabit a dwelling. Bring them back. Bring them back. Bring them back. I demand it be so. I demand it be so. We need to bring that back. Do you guys know how much problems would be avoided if we could control women again? How many problems would be avoided if we could shame? If we can bring back shame? If a man can't beat his family, then at least he can shame the crap out of them. No? Shame works. Shaming works. You guys know that. Everybody's been to school. You guys have been to school. You guys have been bullied. Bullied is amazing. Bullying is necessary. No matter what people want to say. And this is another reason why we have the type of people that we have today, is because bullying is no longer allowed. Oh, you can't say that, Timmy. You can't call little Johnny fat. He is just physically compromised. He is not flappy. I was going to say flappy. He is not fat. He is fluffy. He's not fat. He's fluffy. He's just, you can't say anything. And as I say, bullying is a thing that needs to come back, and it should always be there, because bullying sorts out the young from the strong, and it also builds character. It builds character, especially when you're able to beat the bully. That builds character. Don't take it away. Don't take it away from the human development. Exactly. Suka. Fat is beautiful, Timmy. Don't you see the beauty in those dimples? Don't you see the beauty in that cellulite? You don't, Timmy. I'm surprised by your behavior, Timmy. My gosh. Frost says, every society throughout time has controlled a woman's sexuality. We don't here in the West. Therefore, society is collapsing. I'm going to put the link in the chat. You guys can join me. We can have a quick conversation before we tune out for the night. Here. There we go. The link is in the chat. Mods, please remember to repost the link anytime you remember to do so. And feel free to come on and chat with me if you want to. Or if you disagree with me, you want to fight, we can fight. Don't let the glasses fool you. I can take these off really quickly. You guys want to fight? We can bring it. Who wants to fight? Who wants to fight? You want to fight? You want to fight?
I don't know who I'm fighting, but I'm down.
Hi, Shadow.
Howdy, Meryl. Long time no see. How you been?
Seriously. Where you been?
Fixing my sleep schedule and waking up at like 5, 6 a.m.
See, you guys see? There's a guy who knows he's fixing himself, fixing his sleep schedule, something that I should be doing, but I'm a vampire. Shadow, Shadow. At night, there's something wrong with me, right? In the daytime, I am so low energy, right? I am hating my life. I have headaches. Every time the sun hits my eyes, you guys know I have a light sensitivity that I freak out. It gets bad. I get irritable. I hate the sun. But I tell you what, Shadow, as soon as the sun goes down, something happens in my biology. Something happens in my body, and the energy levels just skyrocket. My energy skyrockets. I begin to speak faster. I begin to walk faster. I begin to move faster. I begin to want to work. I work in the house. I clean the house at night. What do you think it is?
Possibly some kind of like taking advantage of the fact that no one's really active during the day. So some kind of like evolutionary factor, maybe. I'm not a biologist, so I can't really assess to that. But I would assume just maybe some freak mutation where you function better nocturnally than diurnally. Diurnally, sorry. I can't English currently.
They say that Arabs tend to be night people because we are from the desert, and in the daytime most people are not out because the heat is too strong. Most of the time Arabs come outside in the night once it's cool enough where it's, the temperature has cooled down. So maybe that has been something in my natural biology that has caused me to be this way. I don't know if you guys are like that, if any of you guys in the chat are like me, but I was thinking that could be part of the reason. Shadow, what do you think about Dr. M? You go to the. See, this is the reason why I can't have you say anything, Shadow, because these people run with it. She has a freak mutation. Got it. Get out of here. Who said lizard? Who said Marcus? Go. All right. You know what? I'm gonna find. I'll find something else because apparently I'm not punished you guys enough yet. I haven't punished you guys enough. Netter says you're just a night person. Netter, I can't say that. Netter, it's not what I want though. I want to be a day person. It's just my biology doesn't let me do it. Frost confirmed. Stop. Elvira was a vampire. See, all right. I'm not listening to the chat. I'm paying attention to you, Shadow. How are you, Shadow?
Like I said, I'm doing pretty good. Trying to fix my sleep schedule. Oh, you had a question.
I do. What do you think? Oh, Amphibian is like me. I know I'm ADD. Amphibian is like me. Nice to see you, Amphibian. At least, join the club. Nightclub. That sounded wrong because nightclub means, okay.
It's like pride. I get what you're saying.
Right. Shadow, what do you think about the content that I showed you? What do you think about these content creators on YouTube that go around teaching men supposedly every week? They release videos on how to make women feel validated, respected, equal, okay, and feel like they are wanted and listened to. You understand? What do you think?
Well, in a single inarticulate sentence, I want to buy a toaster. In a longer, more articulate explanation, they're not entirely incorrect in the sense that in a feminine society, which we actively live in, these traits are going to be ones that appear more desirable. Someone who is more willing to be empathetic, emotional, willing to be more compromising than in a masculine society where you have to be dominant, demanding, and in control. Otherwise, things won't really work. So it's successful so long as you are not faced with reality and in a vacuum. If you ever have an interaction with some form of masculine outside influence, the system fails. If you encounter someone who's able to fix your appliances, for instance, while you are unable to do it, you're going to look inferior. If you are mugged on the street and you just sit there and cringe, you're going to look inferior. And that level of inferiority, I mean, even though we have fire and cell phones and firearms and things like that, we're still at the end of the day not too much different in here to a chimpanzee or a gorilla or even lower animals like lions or dogs.
What are you talking about? Who are you? First of all, I was with you until you went there. Who are you calling a chimp?
Let me finish. At the end of the day, one of the most important things that we seek is the ability to produce the best offspring we can at our fundamental level. We want people who will carry on our best traits and remove our worst traits. So if we are unable to find a partner who is, or whether that be man or woman, for a man you want to find a woman, if you're a woman you want to find a man, if you are unable to find someone who is able to fix your weaknesses or maintain your strengths, you're not going to want to produce offspring with them. So if you identify that your partner, whether they are man or woman, is inferior in ways that you do not like, subconsciously you're going to want a replacement for them.
So then you agree with me that these content creators are making less desirable men for women
Yes.
in the guise of creating more desirable men.
They're creating more in the context of a feminine society. They are creating more desirable men who will not shake the boat or poke holes within the feminine creation. However, it will not last because you could never truly erase masculinity. Even if you get rid of it within your own society, you will always have Mongols, Germanics, Celtics, Danes, Comanches. Someone will always come in who is more masculine, and that will result in you, the feminized man, being replaced in the gene pool.
We have a list of comments, and I'm going to share them with you to the last video of him talking about body count and how women who have been with more than 5 men, that they hold a higher chance of divorce. His response was, don't you pee and don't you drink your pee? So the people in the comment, here's some of the comments. One of the comments says, why do we equate divorce with failure? If you stay married your entire life, but the relationship is abusive or miserable the whole time, I call that a failure. Here we go. Here's the next comment. Guys like this, the one I was talking about, the body count. He says, guys like this are just terrified of women with actual sexual and relationship experience. Get out of here. Are you okay? This makes me okay. This is what these feminazis say all the time. Anytime a man has any standards, anytime a man says, no, I don't want a woman that's been ran through, their response is, oh, so you're just afraid of a woman having experience. You're afraid of her comparing you to someone that she's had before you who is probably better. Yes, partially yes, and there's more that goes into it. So don't okay. But anyway, I'll finish the comment. He says, guys like this are just terrified of women with actual sexual and relationship experience because they know those women will never put up with their BS, and they will be prepared to break up with them because they have the confidence to know that they deserve better than that. Next comment. I don't know if I met a guy who drank his own urine, but I don't think I could even think about kissing him. See, like I said, the guy knew his audience. He knew. Here we go. I'll give you guys 2 more comments and then we'll move on. Next comment is from another woman, of course. They're all freaking women. Well, most of them. I'll give you guys a man comment in 1 second, but here's another woman named Nikki. Nikki says, as though a woman's success in marriage relies on a single variable, and it happens to exclude the existence of the other person in that marriage. Oh. And now here's a comment from a man. I'm assuming it's a man because the name is Michael. Here is a man who I hope he's not going to be a simp, but we'll see. Michael says, women who demonstrate the ability to get into and leave a crappy situation are more likely to get into and then leave a crappy situation. You don't say. What? Women who demonstrate the ability to get in and leave a crappy situation are more likely to get into and leave a crappy situation. So he's saying that a woman who has had many partners left because they were in a crappy situation, and then they get into another relationship and they leave a crappy situation, and then they show the ability to do it again and again and again. You don't say. Doesn't that say something about her?
Absolutely, and I think that's the point he's trying to make, at least from my interpretation. The idea that it's a woman who has horrible, not, decision-making abilities. She's unable to identify red flags. She's unable to, or she actively seeks those out, thinking she'll
Hmm.
be able to fix the problem, even though
Hmm.
she has a track record of failing. And because she has been in these kinds of situations often enough, or she has some kind of safety net that she can fall back on, she can always recover without any sort of real need to move on and make a major decision or a major change to her decisions. Because if she actually suffers brutally, like if she is actually abused, like, bruised up, having to go to the ER, I'm willing to bet that a woman like that would either recede from like the dating pool in general or would be a lot more careful about decisions. But if it's a woman who has to give up going clubbing, who has to give up her morning Starbucks every day, who has to make sacrifices in the relationship, and that is abuse, then she will leave. And she will never have to learn anything because she's not actually suffering any real consequences for leaving, at least in my personal assessment.
Dio, you need to connect your audio device and your camera because both, or not your camera. I know you don't show your face, but you need to connect your audio device. Nothing is connected. Then I have another comment for us, Shadow. One more for you guys. Okay, here it is. This is a woman. Her name is Baroness. Of course it is. She says, Baroness says, my husband never asked me about my dating history. He never questions my friendships with males because they are like brothers to me, or he never limits my social life. He's traditional. You don't even know what traditional means. Clearly, you don't know what traditional means. I'm already responding to her without finishing the comment. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here we go. She says, he never limits my social life. He's traditional in the sense that he works his booty off to pay for his children's university education and his widowed mom's retirement. And he never asked me to pay anything aside from the household bills we agreed to. But he's too much of a gentleman to be jealous of my past. He's too much of a gentleman to be jealous of her past. Do you guys see the wording there? Do you guys see how she tried to make him into a gentleman? She used the term gentleman in order to make him seem above everybody. Not above everybody, but you understand, like high ranking as a man. And then she said to be jealous of my past, not to ask you about your habits, because your past is not just a past. Your past is your habits that reflects your decision making processes as a whole. That's what your past means. So she's saying that he's too much of a gentleman to be jealous of her past, because jealousy is the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about a man who wants to know what he's getting into, who wants to know the what you call the cat facts, the car facts. So we have car facts where you learn the history of a car, right? A man who wants to know the history of the woman that he's going to be taking care of, he's jealous if he asks you about that. If he asks you, how many men have you let make the goat cheese with you? How many men have you made goat cheese with?
Newspeak.
That's jealousy. Just jealousy, Shadow. Remember.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's newspeak. If they can make enough people believe that it's jealousy, then it is jealousy. Just like if the party can make you believe that the sky is purple or that 2 + 2 is 5, then, well, then that is what reality is. The goal is to change language to change reality. So if having standards is jealousy, if um giving your entire self to someone who barely gives anything back to you is gentlemanly, then that is gentlemanly. If society can be conditioned to believe that, that is why they push this change in language as hard as they do.
But you saw how she used that wording, calling him a gentleman, and and I'm like, you're trying to that stuff doesn't work with me. You
Right.
using that cute words. Somebody tried to do that with me once, saying that, oh, that my person is too much of a lady. They were talking about their woman. They said, oh, she's too much of a lady to do something. I forget what it was, and I was like, don't use that crap language with me. That language trip with me. Don't do that. It's not going to work. You trying to put her into this high position is not going to work. But anyway. Netter says, no one will marry the town bicycle. Everyone has had a turn. And I know what Dio is going to come on and say, because I know how Dio thinks. He's going to say, STDs, STDs, running rampant. Hold on, Dio. I got you. I got you.
I mean, that's not an inaccurate thing to think.
Well, Yakub says this woman is a narcissist. Netter says, oh, yeah, our setup is that he's right across from me and we share a mic. Also, I don't think Age Boomer would like, oh, I think you're talking to someone else. I'm sorry. I am
Netters
looking at
wanted
I'm
to
like,
come on. Netters wanted to come on, but she and Troy have like the same room, and he's on a different stream. So it's like they would be talking over each other as they're on different streams.
Mr. Renegade says, please, she's probably effing her brothers. Mr.
Was she Baroness
Renegade?
Habsburg?
What is it?
Was she Baroness Habsburg by chance if she's having time with her brothers?
I don't know who that is, but all I know is that that is true, that so many women who say, he's like a brother to me. Your brother doesn't know what your hummus feels like.
What's your Habsburg?
Lepo calls it a hofax. Mm.
I'm stealing
Dio
that. Thank
says,
you, LeBeau.
jealousy a little, but it's not wrong to be jealous. I don't think it's jealousy, Dio, and I'll bring you so you can respond. But jealousy, I don't know if it's jealousy, Dio, because I believe a man has a right to know the history of this woman's vagina. Okay, you deserve to know the history before you decide to marry it, take care of it for the rest of its life, and to produce children out of it. You deserve to know. Hi,
Well,
Dio.
first off, let me begin by saying these STDs are
By
running
saying
rampant.
hi, can you start off by saying hi to me? I said hi.
Hello, Amira. It's good to see you. Thank you for having me. These
Hi, Dio.
STDs are running rampant.
I know.
No, I got to disagree with you about our little sneaky snake, though. I think it is a perfectly valid tactic for him. I don't think he's husband material by any stretch of the imagination, but these women get mad at their husbands and they start turning to these guys who feed them this sympathetic line. These boys of the summer know what they're doing. They're coming in here, they're playing on the feelings, and then while you're off at work, they're home with your wife. So that's what these kind of men are. They're good at it.
And that's the thing, but Dio, that's like her brother. He's like a brother to her. Dio.
I think Shadow's right about the Habsburgs in this case. I mean, they're going to be some funny jaws down the line.
I mean, you have people arguing for relations with animals. I mean, we're only a hop, a skip, and a jump away from familial relations at this point.
Oh boy. It's even worse. It's even worse than that. We're at the point where we're about to be with objects and inanimate objects.
Oh, you mean the AI girlfriends?
No, there was a guy who married his vehicle. There's a woman who married what did she marry? A table or something like that? Or I mean, people are marrying objects.
Yeah, they've been doing that stuff for decades. So I mean, I remember when I was a kid, somebody married like I forget, it was like his little toy battleship or something. So I mean, there's always been the outlier lunatics who do these kind of fringe things. But I mean, as for people like in mass marrying objects, I think the AI girlfriends we're gonna start seeing a lot more of that normalized.
Oh, absolutely.
We see, I'm just, I went down this rabbit hole of looking at this person's comments, and I am getting just so disgusted, I guess you could say. I mean, I'm just disgusted at the lack of testosterone in this comment section.
How does it feel?
Well, I don't think you're not gonna find any testosterone there. That's like garlic and vampires.
But I was just hoping that there would be men out there who would come on here and refute this bull crap and say, and I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm expecting
delete comments.
63% of men under 30 have walked away. That is when we are at our peak drive to pair bond. You're not going to find a stronger refutation than that.
So you can delete comments on YouTube. So he may be deleting counterpoints.
I don't think so. I don't think he's deleting because there's quite a bit, but I don't know. You might be right, Shadow. But there's one comment from another man who says, or I don't know if it's a man. It seems like it's a man. The name is Rhino, and I don't know any woman that would name herself Rhino. So Rhino says, I almost disliked the video because I thought this was another one of those Sigma podcast videos. I'm glad I stuck around for a few more seconds. Oh, because the video started off with a woman who has had more than 5 men in her life will most likely divorce her husband because monogamy is not in her. Oh, so a man saying that almost made him click off the video because it sounds too much like a Sigma podcast video. Really? Sigma. Sigma. Everything is sigma or alpha. How about common sense? How about decency? Can we not? Is that not? Everything is sigma or alpha now? No, it's common sense.
Mira, I disagree. There is no such thing as common sense. There is do not consume labels on individual packaged Tide Pods at this point. Common sense is dead.
It's not
I
wrong.
apologize if you had a vestige of faith in humanity, or at least Western civilization. Yep, no.
Shadow. I love it. I love it. It took me a minute to get that laugh out because of the. I love it, Shadow. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Hello, Dr. M.
Hey, I think if they started putting nutrition facts on the Tide Pods, this problem would take care of itself real quick.
I don't know, man. That like if something tastes good enough, you don't care what's in it.
But I want them to make a candy in the shape of a Tide Pod and the consistency of a Tide Pod. They need to make a candy. Stop it, Shadow. Shadow. Wait. Let's get Shadow up out of here. No, wait. What you're not gonna do, Shadow? No. Don't make me look crazy. Don't make me look crazy.
I won't. I won't make you look crazy. I promise.
Shadow, listen.
Hands are up, don't shoot, please.
Listen. All I'm saying is that I wash a lot of clothings, okay? Okay? And when I'm doing the washings, the moment that I get to put my hand in, I have a glass jar that holds my Tide Pods, but when I get to put my hand in that gooey bunch of Tide Pods, it's so soft and it smells so good. And I just want something that is of that consistency that I can eat as a treat. I don't know what.
No.
Don't look at me like that. Shadow's look at me like he's so disappointed in me. Don't.
No, I'm
Shadow.
not. I'm trying to resist laughing because that is. I'm trying to. I said I wouldn't make you look crazy, so I'm trying not to laugh. I'm sorry. Sorry for cutting you off, Dio.
No, I mean, yeah, don't eat the Tide Pods. That seems like a good way to have an accident. You bite into the wrong thing.
I'm not gonna eat it, but I just the consistency of it, whatever. Okay, maybe I'm weird, but it's just the gumminess. Yeah, thank you. Lepo. It's like a gummy thing, but it's filled. It's filled with a liquid. So when you squeeze it, it kind of, you know what I mean? It does that thing.
Netters brings up Jello.
Oh, okay. But then I need to put it in a plastic something, you know what I mean? Not plastic, but I don't know. I need to do something because I do like that feeling.
Maybe like a thin layer of rice wrap that some Asian countries use for like their candies. Like maybe you make some Jello and then you make like some rice wrap.
That's right. Maybe I should sell them as edible Tide Pods.
Please don't. Please don't. My generation is stupid enough to already consume Tide Pods without a candy that exists looking like Tide Pods. They'd be dumb enough.
If you get the craving, you can have that instead of eating the real Tide Pod.
No, because my generation is also illiterate, so they will get an actual bag of Tide Pods thinking it's your candy, not read the label that says do not consume, and we will have a spike in Zoomer-related deaths.
Keep in mind, we had a woman gorilla glue her own hair to her head and then sue the company and win.
Shadow, she didn't win actually, but no, she got nothing. Shadow, that's natural selection at its best, okay? She did sue the company. The company responded that they do not take any liability for her not using the product as instructed. So for that reason, they were held 0% liable. But yeah, she did try to sue. Although she did in the beginning, she said she wasn't going to try to sue. And then after that, she did try to sue because of the public saying, oh, you should sue. And it's like, what do you expect to win from using the product as it should not be used? Do I see a Christian channel in here?
Yeah, Christian conservative channel. No clue who they are.
Hi, Christian conservative. He says, hi, Amira or Amra. Amra. Hi, Amra. How have you been? Watching you for about 2 weeks now. Really? Thank you. I
Guy's a new fan.
Look, it only goes downhill from here. It only goes downhill from here. I'm sorry, Christian, but I don't know what you're gonna see next. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Hi, Larry. Um. Oh, you
Howdy.
said wait. Hi there. Oh, he said he's become a fan. Oh my God, thank you, Christian conservative. Oh, I appreciate that because I defend Christians over here. I believe that Christianity needs to come back in full force. It needs to be in the schools, not just in the schools. Not I'm not going to say just Christianity, but I believe we need to bring back God. God needs to be relevant in every sector of our lives because now we see what life is without God. We already see what's been happening. And say what you want or say what you will, life was better when God was present. Yes, Shadow.
I think it's less that we need Christianity back because a lot of this like left-wing Marxist stuff is inherently Christian when you look at the fundamentals of what they're talking about. Empathy, charity, sanguinity, that sort of thing. What we need to bring back is
I
shaman culture,
disagree.
and we need to bring back the martiality that you saw within the European populations that made European Christians as dangerous as they were. Because you had, I don't remember this. I think like the Levant, like where the Holy Land is, like Christians there. You had Christians in Ethiopia. You had Christians in various other parts of the world, but they were not as effective as Christians you found in Europe because you had the temperance of Christianity mixing with the raw savagery that was the European warrior tribes. So when you join those together, you have something that is capable of breaking everything around it, but focused to the continuation and the expansion of that group without the just mindless slaughter that you saw from a variety of those populations.
I want to respond to you. You said, bring back the core Christian values. Where you said that the left uses like, what is it called? You said love, acceptance, and some other things, right?
Charity, sanguinity, and what was I said charity, sanguinity, and I can't remember what the third one was.
Whatever,
I'm fairly certain.
whatever it was, but you're talking about good things, and I want to disagree with you there because I think there has been a view of Christianity pushed on modern Christians that's not the truth at all. Saying that Christianity is accepting, it is not. Christianity should not be accepting, and it didn't start off as being accepting of everything and everyone. You had to bring something good. You had to come correct, even though it says "come as you are." That's not what it meant. It didn't mean come as as a flag it, flag.
As a
Sorry,
frog.
it doesn't. You know what I meant. I don't want to say it, but it doesn't mean come as a flag it and come there and call yourself a Christian. It doesn't mean come as a whore and call yourself a Christian, a good Christian. You can't do that. You weren't supposed to be able to do that. And all this acceptance, Jesus himself said, I have not come to bring peace, but a sword to divide. Not to hear everybody's accepted. No. Go ahead.
I gotta disagree with you on that one because I mean, if you look back at the "let he who has not sinned cast the first stone" adulteress situation, that was one of the ways they tested Jesus. Was the woman had cheated on her husband, and by biblical law at the time, he was supposed to see that woman stoned for having cheated on her husband, committing an act of adultery and paternity fraud, and exposing him to STDs, all the horrible things that come with that, which we
Here
had
you
no
go,
cure for
STDs
that.
again. STDs.
Well, I'm a one-trick pony. I always come back to it.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's built into our religion to look to a punishment in the afterlife rather than discipline in the current life, and that has left us very vulnerable in the West to this turn the other cheek mentality. Now, you're not wrong that there are bad elements abusing that. I even put a comment on your last video about the human rights campaign. They're trying to work their way into Islam now. They're not going to stop with us, but
I know. I
we
think Shadow
don't
wants
have the militant nature like he was talking about to really go full Sharia and start stoning people like we need to.
bring it back. Bring it back. Go ahead, Shadow.
Because so inherently the masculine and militaristic aspects are more akin to Islam because Islam was created by a warrior, Muhammad, and the people around him, whereas Christianity was formed by a carpenter's son. When we break it down to like the most base elements, Christianity itself is about treating those around you as equals, and if you are up here and someone's down here, helping them up to your level as best as you can without sacrificing your own elements. The masculinity that we see come from Christians does not come from Christianity. It comes from the Saxons, the Danes, the Franks, the Anglo-Saxons, the Scots, the Irish. That's where you see a lot of the masculine elements come
The
from. Because if
Romans?
you can, not really, because by the time they were doing stuff, it was history's complicated. But yes, the Christianity changed the empire. It led to slavery being outlawed in the empire. It led to various charities being done for the people beyond just I want your votes in my next campaign. It feminized the Roman Empire, and some people think it may have been one part of the fall of the Roman Empire. But the Germanics were too masculine to be completely erased by the feminine aspects of Christianity, and so the two joined together in a union where this tiny eighth of 8% of the population of the world dominated everything from the 1400s to the 1900s and even somewhat into the nows. And only recently, after we have basically killed off most of our spirituality and our martial drive, have we started to be pushed back by the rest of the world. And it took two freaking world wars and immense amounts of self-flagellation for us to get to this point.
GB responded to you, and he said the Mosaic law calls for the witness to cast the stone, not Jesus.
Well, I mean that may or may, I'm not familiar enough with it to say, but he did say not to stone her. We've all committed sin, so we need to forgive. That was his message, and that's my point. The idea that we need to forgive those who wrong us, even as they keep wronging us.
You know what? I'm going to disagree with both of you because I believe, now this is just my belief because I respect Christianity so much. And I believe that Christianity has been so disrespected the last 400 years, not even 400, I'll say 200. Let's just say 200. The last 200 years, Christianity has been disrespected. Starting with Paul. Sorry, guys. I know you guys don't like me when I say stuff like that, but I believe so. But I believe it's been so disrespected because Christianity as religion to me is one of the most masculine religions in the world. I believe it is one of the most masculine at its core. What people have turned it into is something that is so feminine and soft and accepting and let's not do this and let's not do that. But Christianity at its core was one of the most, what is it called when something is help me guys, it's like not feminine but masculine but not misogynistic. Is it misogynistic? Yeah, there it is. I believe that Christianity is one of the most misogynistic religions as well. Christianity is the alpha, all that alpha channels that you see, all these alpha sigma things. Christianity is the book where that all started to me. And the way that it's disrespected and the way that it's seen today is seen as something so feminine and soft and sweet and loving and move the other cheek. But the other verses in the Bible, if we stop just focusing on the soft verses and actually focus on the ones that are speaking about what to do in times of trouble and what Jesus really came to do, not all this peace stuff, I think we would see Christianity in a different light.
Could you give me a specific example of that?
Yeah, the verse where it says Jesus came to not. Oh, well, hold on one second, Shadow. Where it says that Jesus came to not with peace, but to bring a sword, to divide, to turn son against father, daughter against mother-in-law, mother-in-law against sister, and something like that. Like, all the family members against one another.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but most of the Jesus returning with a sword is Revelations. That doesn't happen until the end times. So
no, that's not what I'm talking about. But go ahead, Shadow.
I was going to say, I mean, if you want an example of masculinity, I mean, technically it's Judaism, but the Old Testament is still the bedrock of Christianity, the Book of Judges, where you kind of see the modern age, people worshiping either themselves or other things than God. You see people allowing the outsider in because it's personally beneficial. You see people allowing their nation to be torn apart so that they can dance amongst the ashes. And then you have a few men being driven by God to commit very masculine and brutal acts. Samson, for instance, kills 1,000 men with the bone of an animal. Like, how do you that is metal. How do you get more masculine than a guy that's big, strong, has hair long, incredibly long down his back, beating 1,000 men to death with the jawbone of an ass or a donkey, if you want me to use that term?
Well, the other thing that I wanted to bring up was what DL was asking me to bring up other verses of the misogyny that I'm talking about, which I appreciate highly. And I want to say misogyny as in hating women. When I say misogyny, I mean male dominated, where it's like another verse would be, women be silent in the church. Women should not preach. I bear not, or I tolerate not, something like that. I don't know the exact wording, but you guys can put it on if you want to. I tolerate not a woman teaching over a man. Where women, if you don't cover your head, it's the same as having your head shaved. These are things that it's like telling women, know your place. And here I see that a lot of people change it into something different, having women preachers. You guys have seen women have been running the church for the last, what, 50 years? Ever since
churches
feminism
that do
started
that.
getting, huh?
I'm sorry, I was just saying I avoid churches that do that because it's a sign of weakness.
And
Well,
that's
it
why I
means
said
they're
it's being
not following.
disrespected.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I believe that Christianity is being highly disrespected, but the stream is not supposed to be just about religion. I only brought it up because I'm happy to see a Christian come here, a proud Christian conservative be here. I want to see what he said. He did respond to us in our conversation. He said, "We be railroaded by politicians and wokeness and been invaded by non-believers." Christian conservative, what do you think about women preaching, women becoming pastors and being leaders of churches? Because it's common now. And what do you think about also? What do you think about the rainbow flag being flown outside of the church? Oh, here it is. GB actually posted our scripture. He said, "Let a woman learn in silence with all submission. And I do not permit a woman to teach or to have authority over a man, but to be in silence."
Well,
And you're
admittedly,
telling, and no, wait, you're going to tell me, not you, Dio, not you in particular, but I'm talking about all these people, talking about women being equal and the woman is equal and make sure she's, she has her say and she feels this. Even the Bible told us about this, warned us against this, because there's something inherent in a woman that should not be ruling or dominating over a man. Go ahead, Dio.
I was going to say, it isn't as toothless as it has become, but compared to the original Jewish religion that it was based upon, it is much more forgiving, it is much more accepting, and it's much more of a slave religion. It's a religion where you bow down, you respect authority, you give Caesar his money, you pay your taxes, you do as you're told. You, even if you don't get to pay your tithe, I mean, he's got that whole line about give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. He's got the whole thing with don't stone the adulterers. So, I mean, it became a much more toothless religion when it went from Judaism to the Goyim that it was passed on to, because it was intended largely as a tool of control. They were
I agree
fighting
with
the
that.
Romans, and they corrupted them.
Toothless, tolerant. There's a massive difference.
The Christian believer responded, I'm sorry, not Christian believer, Christian conservative, I apologize. He says, "I believe the rainbow flag is just as evil or more than the," ooh,
Yeah, there's definitely bad faith actors that are doing this. If you look, they had a Satanist nativity scene that they've set up at multiple government offices over the years. So, I mean, they're coming in, they're using this to work in their own. I don't think they're actually demon worshippers so much as they're just
Cringe.
agitators.
Satanists,
LGBTQIA.
by and large, are atheists cosplaying to piss off Christians.
The ones that actually worship demons don't talk about that shit, probably. Or that stuff, sorry. Sorry, Mara. They don't talk about that stuff, probably.
Christian conservative says LGBTQIA plus pedos plus everything sick is evil. Sorry, Dio.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily disagree. I mean, what it's become as a political movement, especially. I mean, we were all sold the love is love line, and they crossed that line pretty severely to the point where they're now on the offensive now that they have the dominant position. And I think that's what we really need to consider is we give them the long end of the stick and they use it to beat us with. So we need to get back to our warrior roots and quit being so accepting.
That's exactly what I want to see it turn into. I want to see Christianity have a grand comeback. And you may say, well, Amira, as a Muslim, why would you want that? Because we are all worshiping a different religion right now. Even though they say everything is secular in the schools and all that, it's not secular. We are worshiping. Humans will naturally worship something. If you're not worshiping God, you're going to worship the altar of money, sex, lust, what have you, drugs, whatever you're going to worship, you're going to be worshiping something. And right now, America is worshiping rainbow flags. America is worshiping degeneracy. America is worshiping this idea of tolerance and acceptance is all a guise for evil, bringing in evil and garbage, and it's destroying us from the inside out. And Asians can see that, the Chinese can see it, every other nation can see what America is turning into, and all of them are just waiting for their turn to trip us up when we're walking so that they can rule over this world.
Absolutely.
I thank you for all of you for coming today. Is there anything that you guys want to say before I close out? Are we good?
I
Okay,
think
then.
we're good. Thanks for having us.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
That
I
was
will
a
see you
pleasure.
guys. It's Sunday, so I mean, I can't stay on as late as I normally do, but I'll have a small after party. So whoever wants to stay for the after party, just stay in the backstage, and I'll bring you on for the after party. It'll be a short after party nonetheless, but still, if you guys want to stay, you can. Good night, everyone. I will see you guys probably either Thursday or Saturday if I don't come back on Thursday. Okay. All right. So then, all right. Goodbye, Dr. M. Goodbye, Dio. Goodbye, Shadow. If you want to stay, like I said, if any of you guys want to stay for the after party, you guys can just stay back there and we'll talk for a little bit. Hi, cousin. My cousin is here. Hello. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining me on this random Sunday, this random stream. I wanted to apologize for yesterday, and I did so. And I hope that this has been a good apology for not coming on yesterday or not actually devoting the attention that you guys deserve yesterday. But I don't know. I was just in such a hurry. I had a lot of stuff on my mind, and I wasn't able to stay as long as I normally do. I hope you guys forgive me for being so rushed yesterday. And I think I'm going to remove that video, that stream, yesterday's stream. Even though there was quite a bit of news in there. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I'll talk to the council about it and see what they say. Anyway, if I don't see you all on Thursday, I will definitely see you guys on Saturday. Have a great week. All of you, have a great week. Have a great productive week. And with that, I yield my time. Good night, everyone. Let's put this one. Good night.
Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.